Africa is a fun continent when it comes to languages. There are at most 2,100 languages spoken on the whole continent, split into six major language families. They range from the widely spoken Afro Asiatic languages of northern Africa to the Niger, Congo, and Bantu languages of southern and western Africa. In between are Nilo Saharan languages of north central Africa, followed by Austronesians spoken exclusively on the island of Madagascar in the form of Malagasy. Then you have the latecomers, the Indo European languages, which predominate in southern Africa and as a second language in much of the continent. These have come largely as a result of European settlement and colonization from the 1600s onwards. And among the least spoken languages are the Khoisan dialects of southwest Africa, spoken by an ancient indigenous population who were much more widely distributed throughout southern Africa centuries ago. However, two European languages dominate Africa: English and French. These are what we refer to as Anglophone and Francophone countries and represent the majority of African nations. Of the 54 sovereign states in Africa, 21 are French speaking and 20 are English speaking. The Francophone nations of Africa are mostly located from the northwestern to central parts of the continent. Everything from Morocco on the Atlantic coast through the vast expanses of the Sahara Desert, the Sudanian savanna from Mali to Central African Republic, and down past the lush tropical forest of the Congo Basin to the shores of Lake Tanganyika in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, is solidly French speaking. The east coast is largely absent of a French presence, save for the state of Djibouti in the Horn of Africa and the Indian Ocean islands off the east coast, including Madagascar, Reunion, Comoros, and Mayotte. Mauritius and Seychelles are partly Francophonie, as they are also English speaking entities. Serious French presence in Africa came around 1830, starting with the invasion of Algeria, followed by the acquisition of other territories in West Africa. Around the turn of the century, more possessions were acquired in northern and central Africa as part of France's scramble for Africa. Anglophone Africa predominates in the southern and eastern part of the continent, with a major presence in the west, represented by Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. Indeed, Nigeria and South Africa have the first and third largest economies, respectively, in Africa and are major Anglophone entities. If push came to shove, Egypt, which has the second largest economy, would lean more toward being an Anglophone country, although there is a Francophone upper class, a legacy of the Napoleonic era. In that case, there would be an uninterrupted chain of Anglophone nations stretching from southern to northern Africa. This is the legacy of British colonial aspirations as set by Cecil Rhodes, whose goal was to build a Cape to Cairo rail and telegraph line and connect most of British colonies in Africa. This was part of Britain's scramble for Africa following the Berlin Conference of 1885, where competition with other European powers over colonial expansion was fierce. Fun fact: the epicenter of Francophone Africa is the landlocked country of Mali in West Africa. All of its neighbors are Francophone countries, including Mauritania and Algeria, despite having only Arabic as official languages. The other Francophone countries surrounding it are Senegal, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Contrast that with Botswana, on the other end of the continent, which is the epicenter of Anglophone Africa, being surrounded by only English speaking countries: Namibia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. Lesotho would also count as the second epicenter of Anglophone Africa, being an enclave in the Republic of South Africa. All three countries, Mali, Botswana, and Lesotho, also happen to be landlocked countries. There are two countries that would be classed as the epicenter of Francophone Africa, being Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. I was a bit reluctant to add them in since Equatorial Guinea is primarily Spanish speaking, having only adopted French as an official language in 1988. However, if it were to be counted as a Francophone country, as in the case of Algeria and Mauritania, then it and Gabon would fit that criteria. Here in the map, we can see both countries are completely surrounded by French-speaking nations of Cameroon and Congo. Congo itself would have been included as a country completely surrounded by French-speaking countries if it wasn't bordering the Portuguese-speaking enclave of Cabinda, which belongs to Angola. And that brings an end to this brief video on the language situation in Africa as far as Anglophone and Francophone states are concerned. I hope you enjoyed the video.